I want to thank everyone for being here on this special beginning of our new year. To start this new year of service, what we'll be talking about will be visualization and projections. Planting positive seeds in the field of power is an act of faith that what you plant will grow. And that was by Norman Paulsen. There's only then it's all at the beginning of a new year. You can feel it, the freshness, the clean slate, the moment that we can say, yes, I'm going to do this. I can manifest this into my life. It's always been blocking or stopping me. I can move through this. It gives you a fresh start to move there into this consciousness of power that's available to us all. And it's important as we move into this power that we move in with virtue. Virtuous images and thoughts to plant into the field of power. And when we say the field of power, we mean the field of life force that is everywhere and in everything. It's all around us. It's the movement of spirit, the movement of God. It's what's supporting life. It's supporting this creation. These bodies is this life force. And it's made visible in this creation. So it's important to plant the seeds of the future with virtue, because we see the power of thoughts with will that we've been divinely given. And if it's misused and planted in the field of power, you can just take a good look around the world and see what happens and the suffering it can create when the part of all human beings, there's two parts of us, a part that is willing to receive divine intervention and move that through our thoughts and seeds and actions. And there's the part that is not pulling on that force and forming its own egoic world. And it creates a lot of suffering and selfishness and greed and fear. So as we move ahead, we are going to plant with virtue. And how do we do that? By working on opening the hearts, opening the heart of compassion and love. And from there, we awaken that virtue that will motivate and move those seeds into the future as we plant them. And this is how we can create a heaven on this earth. And another wonderful time right now that brings memory at this very beginning of the year is this is the 53rd anniversary of Sunburst Community. This has been around for 53 years. We have. and this whole energy or image of sunburst has also been created by planting seeds in the power, the field of power of life force, to see it manifest. And our founder, Norman Paulsen, he was a visionary from a young time in his life as a child. And at many times he saw people living together, trying to practice a spiritual practice and conscious living for the upliftment of humanity and the realization of who they truly are and the power they have to truly create this heaven on earth through a spiritual practice, a supportive community, and selfless service. So here we are today, still continuing that practice, and everyone here. The other wonderful thing about this time is it's also Paramahansa Yogananda, who was Norm's teacher, and he formed the Self-Realization Fellowship. His birthday is January 5th, which is just a few days from now. So it's a time of feeling the celebration of another wonderful being on this planet that came here to help awaken the consciousness on this planet. And he, as a young child too, and in his youth, already through divine intervention of being that open vessel of spirit to imagine and create thought forms through him, already saw what was going to be going on into his future, coming to America and awakening this consciousness to so many people to this day. So this is a very special beginning of the year. I'd like to just read this one thing. It was a quote from Norm about divine intervention. Divine intervention by God in our lives creates inspiration. Inspiration excites imagination. Imagination seeds the future, and the future becomes visible in time, moving toward us. Another interesting thing that is happening right now at this time that I find pretty exciting, and maybe people are following it on the news, is that 8 days ago, it was on Christmas Day, there was a telescope, space telescope that was launched that is the largest and most complex telescope that has ever been built. And if everyone remembers the Hubble telescope of 30 years ago, this has been in the making since then, and it is said to, they say it is to take off where the Hubble left. And if we remember those beautiful images we received from the Hubble, this is what will be happening in 2022 as it reaches its orbit a million miles from here, way out there, where it has to be perfect because no one can go up and fix it. So hopefully we'll be able to see wonderful images of what the scientists and people involved in this project will bring from this, as it will be using technology of the infrared spectrum of their telescopes and instruments. And from that, it will be seeing parts of the universe farther into the universe than we've ever seen before. Delving into that part of space with the longing to understand life and what this life force is that is holding this whole visible creation, including ourselves, right this moment, here, in the midst of this immensity of space. Pretty mind-boggling when you think about it. And with this knowing about just seeing this this telescope that is going out there, and they're trying to delve into that part of the unknown, it awakens in us all just this expansiveness of consciousness. It makes us step back a little bit from the confined thinking, especially in these past couple of years that we've been involved in, of just in this pandemic of fear and anxiety and stuff. but to be able to awaken and say, take a step back and just look at the immensity of space and consciousness and stars at night. I mean, there's billions and trillions of stars out there in this immensity of space. And it brings to us all a question of that quest of wondering why we're here and who are we and what is this all about. And with that, I would like to read this little statement here. Science is the Science is the intellectual pursuit to comprehend the mysteries of creation. Your spiritual pursuit is the soul's longing and searching to experience those mysteries. And in the beginning of the divine mind of our Creator, that life force in the vast, unmoving, eternal sea of life and consciousness, desired to see visible, moving images take form again, and gave birth to thought forms, images. And the first image was light. Let there be light. Every image that exists in time and space is directly connected to this light, this first ignition of life force. For God is life force, life which we cannot identify but only try to name. Life, love, God. It is present everywhere and in everything. These are words of Norman Paulsen. And then he states, yes, the whole creation is God's imagination made visible. When we become aware of this life force within and around us, we begin to receive divine imagination, the creative will of God. Yes, our imagination will become a reflection of the Holy One. By using inspired imagination, we can create mental images. Observing them to be rooted in virtue, we can spin them into this field of power and life force that is surrounding us and within us. They, like seeds, will take root and will appear in time and space in the future. The shortening of the time of their appearance is called by some miracles. This is the seeding and the sowing of images desired. The appearance of these images in form is the reaping. It will manifest forth from the field of power. And as the whole of creation has come forth from the divine author, I am that I am, it is the only perfect poem by the only perfect author. We must use this gift of visualization and projection that we may become co-creators and put forth images in thought forms that will become a reflection of the divine perfect poem and order surrounding us. From the beginning of Sunburst to this day, this inspiration that I just read has been our inspiration here in our teachings, along with the daily practice of meditation and trying to practice a conscious way of life. And it has been a grand experiment in seeing the power we have to manifest virtuous thought forms into this creation, inspired to grow organic produce for the healing and health of people's bodies, learning skills in permaculture, studying the sciences inwardly and outwardly. So much has been offered by working the visualization and projection of planting seeds into the field of power. The dreams, the goals, what we see, what we want to see manifest here on this earth. And we all have this within us. We all have this power to be able to be a co-creator and create divine images and spin them into that field of power, of life force. Norman Paulsen once mentioned to all of us that the entire universe is within us, each and every one. And from the end of our spines to the crowns of our heads is the same distance interdimensionally as from where you sit today to that point in deep space where it all began. It's hard for our minds to comprehend that, but it was said that the kingdom of heaven is within us. The entire universe, the visible image of God made manifest, exists right within us. From the base of our spine to the crowns of our heads, interdimensionally. And that we can become astronauts of inner space and discover that first creation of light, the kingdom of heaven right within us. So let's take the time and look into this amazing future, this new year. And there's an energy that feels like it's going to be a good year. We're going to end this pandemic and fully just move forward with our divine inspiration and creativity and free ourselves from the fear and the anxiety that is so capturing us right now. With the power of planting seeds with faith into the field of power within and around us. So how can we do this? Like, how do we make this happen? Other than living a virtuous life and having a practice of meditation. But in your meditation, and even during your daily practice of life, we can at times place our concentration and focus and visualization at this point between our eyebrows. It's the power of will, and it's the power of the eye, the single eye that Jesus spoke of. And it's the power that allows us to visualize and plant thought forms, images into the life force of God around us. And without any strain, total calm and relaxed, with an open heart of virtue, you can spin with focus and concentration into the field of power images. You can create them, See if you can visualize them in color. Images, thoughts that are coming through you as you sit still and quiet. And to impregnate those thoughts, those seeds, into this field of power and watch it manifest in your life. And it's very important, again, to plant seeds of virtue, seeds for the upliftment of the suffering on this planet, seeds for healing mentally, physically, emotionally, and seeds for the awakening of the consciousness and the realization of who we truly are and the power we have to create heaven on this earth. We can do this. To be that clear instrument for Spirit to move through us and to create through us. So with this, we're going to go into our quiet time of meditation. One thing we have to remember in planting these seeds into the future is like a farmer who plants seeds. If they're forgotten once they're planted, they probably won't grow. They need life force and energy. They need attention, watering of the seed, nurturing the seed, weeding it from all those things that are preventing it from growing. It truly takes discipline and attention and a desire, a willingness to see this manifest in the future. And it's the same in meditation. You have to discipline your life force. You have to do the work to stay a clear vessel for that divine intervention to work through you. Keep you and to keep you motivated and inspired, and to cast the weeds of I'm too tired, I'm too hungry, I'll meditate later. Meditation is the key to making that time to nurture those seeds. To manifest our dreams, to truly see an upliftment of consciousness in a heaven on this earth. And with that, I'd like to read these words again from Norman Paulsen. And I'm using a lot of the words from Norman on this in the celebration of the gift he gave us to move this mission of Sunburst into fruition. The divine gardener, I am that I am, wants to enjoy the creation through us, reaching through the 5 senses of these images of our bodies and minds, and walk on the worlds it created, fully conscious in each one of us. The wonderful so-called human experiences is what I am that I am wants to enjoy through us. And that's why we are here. And with that, we'll start. With that, we'll end with a closing prayer. And if you'd like, you can repeat after me. Divine Spirit, Mother and Father, may my vessel be a clear vessel to receive your divine inspiration. May your divine mind and your heart of virtue be my constant companion as I walk through this life and realize it has always been you. Amen.
Turning whirl in motion, set us into play. The same returns, release, restores us in our day. And in the frontmost part, my life, I keep it sealed. In simple truth, I am the wheel. Fashioned on a wheel by hands that love to spin, hands that wove the earth to sky, hands that healed the sick and hands that set the stone, hands that rock the babe to sleep. And I know the cradle of my soul. How could this world lose sight of you? How could it ever let you out of view? From such a glorious start to such a tragic end. All I know through it all in my life, I want you back again. I know I'll find you. I know I'll see. Could be there to swear the stream is not but a trickle from the rocks. You hear my buoyant laughter, soothing sounds of spilling waters. Lo, my streams become a river, and my joys will fill up oceans. I know I'll find you. I know I'll see you. I long to meet you. I long to be in you. I know I'll find you. I know I'll see. I long to be in you. I could be there in that place, the silent waiting, holding space, when your heart is asking about its next breath. I could be riding in that wind. I could be riding in that wind. I could be riding in that wind. I know I'll find you. I know I'll see. turn and whirl in motion set us into play. The same returns release restores us in our day. And in the frontmost part my life I keep it sealed. In simple truth I am a weak